Really like running quite competitively in 7th position at the moment. There you can see also Gilles de Ferran making up some ground, but still being chased by Alonso Jr. And that was the battle we were concentrating on just before the last yellow flag came out. Then Maurizio Gugelmin is next up in 6th position, and then behind him it is Bobby Rahal. Meanwhile, Marc Blundell has moved up to 12th position as a result of Salas going out. Dario Franchitti up to 14th place. Zanardi still down there in 16th place, having been lapped by Michael Andretti. And indeed now Paul Tracy has also gone ahead of Zanardi by a lap. Concentrating there though on Alonso Jr. Remarkable that he hasn't actually ever won on this racetrack. Jeremy, it seems a bit of something missing from his CV. He's had so much success on the ovals.
Yeah, he has. In '94 it was, he's qualified 16th I think it was here, and came flying through the field and finished a magnificent second, was certainly in contention. He was very much in contention last year as well. He's a great driver, he's a great race car driver. He's very smart, he's very shrewd, he doesn't take unnecessary chances. He will wait for the opportunity to pass Gilles de Ferran, and until a clear opportunity presents itself, I don't think we're going to see Alonso Jr. sticking his nose somewhere where it doesn't belong.
Michael Andretti's lead is around 2 seconds. 20.2 was his last lap. 20.0 was Paul Tracy's last lap. So Tracy not quite as comfortable as he was in the early stages of the race, and that is something we have to look for with all of the cars. How much is their performance dropping off as they go through each stint, as their set of tyres gets more worn? All of them are on slightly different tyre combinations. We've got the mixture of Goodyear and Firestone tyres, but within that there are 2 different Goodyear tyres, 2 different Firestone tyres, and there seems to be quite a lot of disagreement, if you like, this weekend, Jeremy, as to which of the tyres to run. Meanwhile, we better just keep an eye on this battle. Look at this, Alonso Jr. now coming up to pass Gilles de Ferran, goes through easily, makes it look very easy, although he had to squeeze past Max Papis at the same time. But that means that Alonso Jr. has moved up into 4th position, and he is on a charge again.
Well, that was close, wasn't it? Max Papis, I'm not sure that he actually seen those 2 cars coming past him, and Gilles de Ferran likewise. He turned in there, and it was only at the last minute, I believe, that he saw Alonso Jr. there. Great move by Junior, and he's now set his sights.
Oh, look at this battle for the lead. Paul Tracy almost getting around the outside. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jeremy, but Paul Tracy had a big opportunity to get back into the lead there.
Yeah, and that was Greg Moore out of the pits. Michael Andretti in the pits.
So Michael making a pit stop. This is slightly unexpected. Lap number 52. It's a little bit too early for a normal pit stop. It's under green flag as well. His pit stop is right down the end of the pit lane. He's almost one of the last garages, or one of the last pit bays. So he comes in. Are there any extra problems, or is this a routine stop? It looks pretty routine to me at the moment. And Michael Andretti is refueled, new set of tyres goes on. Perhaps the handling was just beginning to go away, and he decided that it was at this opportunity that he should come into the pits.
Yeah, you can't afford, if the car is not working properly, you've got to get into the pits as quick as you can and take on service. You can't afford to have a car that's loose and you're losing ground all the time. You need to get in there and change those tyres, get a fresh set, get the balance back on the car, and try and make up the time again.
So Paul Tracy now leads from Patrick Carpentier in 2nd. Alonso Jr. is now in 3rd place with Tracy up front. So the 2 Penske's doing well, 1st and 3rd at the moment. Gilles de Ferran is 4th. Maurizio Gugelmin is 5th, and you're riding on board with Roberto Moreno at the moment. And Moreno's somewhat further down the order. In fact, he's just outside the top 17 at the moment. He's in 18th place. Moreno much happier though with the car from this morning's warm-up, and gradually getting used to driving this Swift chassis on an oval. It's his first opportunity to do that. He's had no testing whatsoever. He's been thrown in at the deep end as he stands in for Christian Fittipaldi, but Moreno doing a good job. The main thing this afternoon is just to keep it consistent and try and get a finish at the end of it. Now we switch to the car of Bobby Rahal. Rahal lying in 6th place, and he's chasing after Maurizio Gugelmin. Meanwhile, up front, Paul Tracy continues to lead and lapping in the 22-second bracket last time round. Bit of traffic ahead of him. Carpentier in 2nd and Alonso Jr. in 3rd.
There is a battle for 6th place now. Bobby Rahal holding off young Richie Hearn there. There's a contrast in experience there. Bobby Rahal, of course, a 3-time champion at this level. Richie Hearn in his only 2nd season of IndyCar racing, doing a fabulous job with John Della Penna's Lola, and he's giving Bobby Rahal all he can handle right now.
Michael Andretti is back down to 17th, and look, we're looking at Michael Andretti's tyre. There's been a cut on the tyre. That was the reason for him coming into the pits by the look of it. You can see the tyre being checked down in the Newman Hub. last pit. Let me tell you, Andretti is in 17th place, but as he went past the window a moment ago, I saw he was right up with Carpentier.
Yeah, he is a lap down, however, so he's certainly got some work to do this afternoon, Michael Andretti, if he's going to make up that lost lap. That's bad luck for Michael Andretti, but very astute of him. Oh dear, the car on the wall.
Bad accident on the back straight. Difficult to identify which car that is yet. We'll try and get a better view. It's Adrian Fernandez. Adrian Fernandez, the Mexican, in the other of the Tasman Motorsport Lolas. We've seen Andre Ribeiro go out. That's his teammate with a broken drive shaft. Was a bit more broken than just a drive shaft on Adrian Fernandez's car.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a shame. That's the end of the Tasman effort this weekend. Diane Hall, the engineer on that car, a British engineer, the only female engineer on the IndyCar circuit. She used to work with John Barnard. So we see a replay perhaps of this incident. We can just, well, a bit too far away, isn't it? But he was obviously riding in company there with another car. It's Michael Andretti, isn't it?
Michael was had got ahead of Carpentier. That's interesting. So Michael trying to get himself back up on the lead lap, down in 16th place, but the accident to Adrian Fernandez. Obviously going very, very quickly at the moment if he was able to get past Carpentier. Having to make up for that early pit stop though with the cut tyre, remember, and that's put him well down the order. Yeah,
fresh tyres and a full head of steam from Michael himself. One presumes there's no contact there between those two cars. They must have been in pretty close proximity there. Shame we didn't have a shot from Michael's onboard camera, but he was charging back up through the field, and oh, here we see it from. Oh no, he just lost it on his own. So
I don't know who it was. That was Michael, wasn't it? Who only just missed him. I mean, that again. You remember how well Michael avoided that accident to Fittipaldi and De Ferran in Australia? Well, another masterly piece of reactive driving there, really, from Andretti, just to nip past Fernandez as Fernandez lost it in front of him. And well, you can tell Michael's an experienced racer. He just looks for the gap, doesn't look at the car that's spinning. He goes for the gap, and in that case, he found it, didn't he?
Yeah, aim at the car as it's spinning, figuring that by the time you get there, it's gone. And it worked for Michael Andretti there. Very cool, very calm, very collected. And he's still a lap down, but so you know the other leaders are going to have to make a pit stop. And under the rules as they stand now, if the other guys make a pit stop under yellow, Michael then will cycle to the head of the pack, and before the restart, he will be able to run around to the back of the pack and make up that lap. So if the other guys make a pit stop shortly under this caution, perhaps, as I'd certainly be surprised if they didn't.
Yes.
Then you know that will play into Michael's hands. So you know, all is not lost. He's certainly got a very, very fast car indeed. He's driving magnificently, and there's a long way to go.
63 laps completed out of 225, and we're very much into the pit stop window as the car of Adrian Fernandez being cleared away. Adrian out of the car, and in comes the race leader, Paul Tracy, in the number 3 Penske, the Canadian driver who set that scintillating pace in qualifying yesterday. Absolutely flat out from the word go on Friday in the practice sessions. Looks so confident with the car, and they've done so much testing here.